You know those makeover shows where you see a before and an after? Well, today we have a kind of financial makeover. With this, you need to look at before tax and after tax contributions to your 401k. Then you can reveal the amazing results of a successful rollover into 2 IRAs, traditional and Roth. Jim Lineweaver is here to help us understand the path to this beautiful transformation. Jim is a certified financial planner professional with the Lineweaver Financial Group. Welcome again to the show.
Nice, good morning.
All right, we got before tax, after tax, 401k, IRA, Roth IRA. Oh my gosh, how does this all work?
Well, it can be confusing, which is why we're trying to bring this to your viewers' attention. Because with a 401k, what you'd ideally like to do is if you have pre-tax money, you want to roll that over to a traditional IRA. And if you have after-tax money, you'd like to roll it over to a Roth, because the Roth can grow tax-deferred and totally come out tax-free whenever you want to use that money in retirement.
That's a good thing. So it sounds like a good plan. Some kind of problem there?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, up until now, there's only been 2 ways to execute this transition. And recognize that a lot of people don't realize, but at 59 and a half, if they're in their employer plan, they can take partial rollovers outside while they're still working. So if you're going to do that, what ends up happening is a lot of times in the past, what happened was the employer would only cut 1 check. And when they do that, and if you have part pre-tax and after-tax, they would lump the whole thing together. So now all of a sudden, a traditional IRA account, you have some after-tax money. And keeping that down the road for taxes when you take it back out so you don't get hit twice with taxes is an absolute nightmare.
Okay, so it's a difficult thing when you're trying to get it out. So any other options that might be better than that?
Yeah, well, there was one other ruling that they had that you could use to be able to use too, and what happened was they would actually allow you to get the full check, but then there's going to be a mandatory 20% withholding, and in order to get that back into an IRA within 60 days, you'd physically have to come up with that money. Big chunk of change out of your pocket. So now under the new rules, what they allow the employer to do is they can actually issue 2 checks. So have one go directly to the Roth, one go directly to the traditional. It's a lot easier, it's a lot cleaner, can be made out to the custodians. You don't have to worry about tax ramifications, and you can really get what you want accomplished.
Wow, so this is a brand new change in the tax law?
It is, and it's allowing employers to actually allow this to be distributed according to the participants' wishes, which is really helpful.
The IRS did something that's a good thing?
Yeah, well, they probably had a lot of pressure on this one.
All right, so I think I understand what you're talking about, but do you have an example maybe that you could kind of talk it through?
Help. Yeah, because if you don't do it right, you can really mess up. But what we did is we just looked at, let's say you have $100,000 in your 401k, and let's say 5,000 of that was after-tax money, or 5%. Under the old rules, if you're rolled over $20,000 at 5%, 1,000 of that's after-tax money, so therefore 19,000 would be pre-tax, and then 1,000 would have been after-tax money. But it's all inside that same account, so you got to keep track of that 1,000 for the rest of your life. The rollover, if you do the same thing with the new rules of $20,000, they're going to break those 2 checks up. You'll have a $19,000 pre-tax check, go right to the IRA. The other 1,000 can go to your Roth. Much cleaner, much simpler, and a lot less headaches.
All right, and that's what we always want, a lot less headaches there. So before putting your money from your 401k where you wanted it, it used to turn into an ugly mess. Now, after this new change, rolling over your IRA into 2 IRAs, or your 401k into 2 IRAs, traditional and Roth, creates financially beautiful results. Need the step-by-step on making this makeover work for your particular situation? Give Jim a call. His number's next.
For more information, call the Lineweaver Financial Group at 1-888-313-4009 or click to www.lineweaver.net. Next, overcoming cancer. Looking for places to go? Things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. It's essential to understand estate planning, so plan to attend a free seminar on Estate Planning for Everyone, presented by the law offices of Solomon, Steiner, and Peck. It will take place Monday, April 20th at 1 p.m. at Doubletree Beechwood and at 7 p.m. at Holiday Inn South. On Wednesday, April 22nd, the seminar will be offered at 7 p.m. at the Middleburg Heights Community Center. To reserve your seat, call 216-245-0185 or log on to www.ssnplaw.com.